Okay, Daniel Ricciardo has won the Monaco Grand Prix. It makes up for 2 years ago. Now, I have a lot of criticisms of F1, including the pit stops, the DRS, the poor tyres, the lack of wheel-to-wheel racing. We'll shove that to the side because Verstappen tries his best to entertain me every weekend with some of his really insane overtaking manoeuvres, and he was even told in this race to stop doing them, which is frustrating. So I will leave my frustrations out of it. Ricciardo had to nurse a very winded car around from lap 27 to the end because his engine had a slight problem. The hybrid failed, so he was just down on an engine rather than the crappy electrical bit that tends to fail on a lot of cars in F1, mostly Hondas and Renaults based engines. So half the grid basically have engine problems every weekend, and his one decided to fail this time. Now, so he's limping around, but because the tyres are so bad, Vettel cannot pass him. Simple. Because the Pirelli tyres are not very good, you don't get the wheel-to-wheel racing where Ricciardo should have been finishing like 6th or 7th or 8th. Doesn't happen. But he's nursing this car around and he gets it round, but he's aided by the fact that the Pirelli tyres are useless. They are. They are absolutely useless. It wasn't the most entertaining race. 3 retirements. I have to admit, Paul Fernando Alonso just a McLaren is not a good mix. Massive gearbox failure. Goes to change gear and it just shatters. The clutch or gearbox shatters in the engine compartment. It just falls apart. And Leclerc colliding with the back of Hartley due to a massive brake failure coming out the tunnel at 195, 185, whatever mile an hour. When you just come out the tunnel over the crest, not what you want. And he actually did very well to make it a less serious accident by steering slightly to the right with one wheel locked up and one wheel not decelerating at all. Which could have been a far more serious accident, and it wasn't, thankfully. Apart from Max Verstappen trying to drive from the back to the front and getting 9th and being told to stop being aggressive. Another complaint I have is the amount of team orders. They really need to have on this pit wall. Shut up. Take some of the electric crap out. Less things to go wrong. Pure mechanical grip works far better than all these stupid electrical aids that tend to fail and then make the driver have to think too much about, oh, my car's falling apart. That's another criticism I have. This is why I like watching touring cars, NASCAR, superbikes, motocross. There's less technical crap on there to go wrong. And they allow the pissing drive or ride. But hey, that's my personal view on that sort of things. Vettel can't get, and in the last few laps, Vettel's tyres completely just disintegrated pretty much, so he had no grip, and it was like driving on caramel, or just all over the place. Dropped well back, and Hamilton had complained constantly throughout the race because it's Hamilton about his tyres going off a cliff. And the only way you could overtake apart from Max Verstappen doing some of his great overtakes was in pit stops, which if I want to watch mechanics work, I would sit in a mechanics workshop and be one. Just a little criticism. But yeah, Ricciardo's won the F1 in Monaco, which is a fair play to him considering he had an engine problem for most of the race. And he was panicking. You could hear him going, Christ, this could be all over. And his crew chiefs were like, we can't fix this. I have to feel a bit sorry for these drivers with these current engine package they get given. The electrics go wrong far too regularly, and they get punished if they use more than a few. An engine's got to last a stupid amount of mileage now, and then it's not reliable enough. These hybrid packages, it's always the electrics that go wrong. I don't understand some of the F1 tech stuff anymore. It's gone too far. I think get rid of the DRS, change the hybrid power unit and make it less complicated, because clearly some of the engine suppliers, Honda, consistently for most of the time they've been back in F1, and Renault have a big issue with the battery on the hybrid. Mercedes have had a problem at some points. Ferrari, basically all 4 engine suppliers have had issues with that hybrid power unit in various ways. There's not enough wheel-to-wheel racing, because when you've got drivers like Max Verstappen who do want to do the wheel-to-wheel and they're told not to, really, you're sucking the life out of the sport. And I could make a whole video on why I am not a big fan of F1 anymore, and it's partly because of these reasons. But if you look at what Ricciardo's had to do, He's made up for 2 years ago, and the team are trying to keep him because his contract's up for renewal, and we don't know where he's going to go. But he's won his 7th race with Red Bull since he came into the championship, I think, in 2014. So he's not got a bad strike record. 2013, I think. He's not got a bad strike record. And he's still reasonably young, and he's also an aggressive driver, as we saw with the accident with Verstappen the other week when they took each other out in Azerbaijan. But we'll leave that there. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, place your comments below, and I'll have some more videos for you soon.